Thank you, everyone aboard the Christmas flight to Seattle. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be going here shortly. Flight attendants will be coming down the cabin. We'll be getting the cabin prepared for takeoff here. Flight attendants, please skip the safety video. Okay, we got Santa and Jesus with us today. We're gonna be skipping the safety video. Please, flight attendants, get the cabin ready for takeoff.
Like the bubbles in a glass of champagne, you go to my head like a sip of sparkling burgundy brew, and I find the very mention of you like the kicker in a julep or two. The thrill of the thought that you might give a thought to my plea cast a spell over me. But I said to myself, get a hold of yourself. Can't you see that it never can be? You go to my head with a smile that makes my temperature rise, like a summer with 1,000 Julys. You intoxicate my soul with your eyes, and I'm certain that this heart of mine hasn't a ghost of a chance in this crazy romance. You go to my head, you go to my head.
How you doing, folks? Welcome. Flying North Pole Airlines today. How you doing, folks? Friday Nick stream. Got plenty of weather ahead of us, but we're gonna get through it all. How's everybody doing today? Just wait till we get above the clouds. It's gonna be a bit snowy on our way, but we'll get there. Should be a nice short little Christmas flight. This is your captain speaking, the American Anchor Baby. We'll get out of here, don't worry. We're flying beautifully. All is well. Everybody got on smoothly. How are all you? Beautiful. What's up? Use name Emperor of Cats, Dank Daddy, Matthew, Ivana, Reezy, C. Sal. What's up, Stephen, Birdie Bound, Brian, and Hake, Lord Bibby. We got air marshals on board. Hello, Santino. Merry Christmas, everybody. What's up, Pander Flurf, Point Fire. Dank Daddy, welcome. Merry Christmas, everybody. And thank you, Carver, for that first class super chat. Merry Xmas, Nick, and all. On my way to the buffet, sadly. Now, why is that sad, Carver? Thank you for joining us on this little flight. Should be nice and easy. And there we are above the clouds. Nothing to fear. Welcome, welcome. Merry Christmas, everybody. How you doing? This is the Anchor Baby. Yeah, we're streaming. Totally chill right now. Got the Christmas swag on. Should be a short little flight, about an hour 45 flight time. Should be landing at around 5:58 local time over in Seattle. How you doing, everybody? Let me turn this all down. You enjoy the Fallen State. You enjoy the shows today. This plane is Merry AF, America First. How y'all doing? Let's get the plane on the screen here. Beautiful stuff. How you doing? Thank you for that. Thank you, 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒂𝒎, everybody. Hey, Salacious Crumb. Welcome, welcome. What can I say, folks? This is the last stream of the day, huh? Until, well, I guess the church streams. We'll have a church. But until after the break, that's when we'll see you guys on JLP show at American Anchor Baby. So this should be a cozy little flight. I'll see you at church. Otherwise, we'll be relaxing pretty much. Not too much happening other than enjoying our Christmas break. I hope all of you will be doing the same. Hey, what's up? What's up? Hey. Delighted to be here. Welcome. What can I say, folks? This will be a little flight. What's ahead for all of you? You guys spending it with family? What are y'all up to? Yes, I am on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Gorgonzola. Rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. Welcome, welcome. Carne guisada. That's what I'm doing? A little carne guisada for Christmas, maybe. You never know. But we're chilling today. We're chilling. Maybe we can get a little Merry Christmas from the boys before they leave. But we're just chilling today. You can call in, of course, 760-515-3855. Wish a Merry Christmas. Not too much to get into, really. Really not too much to get into. Kind of slow news, but I'm not even that into anything right now. We're trying to get into the Christmas spirit, you know what I mean? Got a little Christmas little dinner. So your pilot's trying to land this thing timely. He's trying to arrive for a little Christmas action dinner today. What are y'all doing? Monday's Christmas, no? Monday, Christmas Day, the 25th. Christmas Eve, Sunday. Christmas Adam. I learned that from Hake. Tomorrow. Christmas Adam. Adam came before Eve. Wow. Air Marshal 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒂𝒎, thank you so much for the very generous super chat. Please enjoy your first class seat. If you'd like to see it, by the way. Please enjoy your new Christmas first class digs here. All people purchasing a first class ticket will enjoy their first class digs here with a queen size bed, Christmas tree, lights, and their whole cabin just to themselves. Especially for a super chat like that. Air Marshal 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒂𝒎, thank you so much. Says, what an amazing year. You do an excellent job, Nick. Here's to 2024, little buddy. And a bunch of cheers and mugs. Right on. Yeah, Ivana, it went by fast. I kind of did, huh? Or does everything go back? Does everything go fast when you look back on it? Wow, Bibby gets a bed. Little Christmas first class. All yours, Bibby. Thank you, sir. Santa gave me the Rona for Christmas. Are you actually? Rona'd out, Dank Daddy? Hitting you hard? How you doing? Still working until Christmas, says Matthew. No worries. Just a little bit of extra scratch. We're gonna kick. you all have get to kick back eventually, right? Soon enough here. Final stretch. He is an American anchor, baby. What's up, Birdie Bound Brian? Thank you. Yep. Just relaxing. Right on, Billie Holiday. You guys like the Billie Holiday? A little bit of holiday music. What can I say? What's even going on beneath us right now? Beneath these clouds, what's happening in America, huh? What's even happening on down there? We're too cozy up here. We're in fact taking the Cozy One departure. Cozy One departure. Out of... Wait, where the heck did we fly out of? I know we're going to Seattle. I think we flew out of Telluride again. Just because it's such a snowy runway. I'm pretty sure we flew out of Telluride. Yeah, what a pilot, huh? Your pilot's chilling, okay? He doesn't even know where he flew out of. Pretty sure we flew out of Telluride in Colorado. I think that's in Colorado. Yeah, it is. It's in Colorado. Imagine that. We flew out of the state that started this little saga with Trump and 2024 removing him from the ballot. Incredible news. So imagine that. Out of Telluride on our way to Seattle. I think. Yes, we are. We're going to Seattle. Yeah, we're landing runway 34C on the some sort of arrival. We'll figure it out. That's a bridge we'll cross when we get there. That's a bridge we'll cross when we're 25 nautical miles away from the runway. How about that? Thank you so much, Birdie Bound Brian, coming in strong with the first class super chats. Please, we have a few of these, so don't feel like you need to share the queen size bed with Lord Bibby. Please enjoy it. Very generous. You guys rock. Very generous. Donating to the anchor baby like that. As you get older, it goes faster and faster. I closed my eyes only for a moment, and the moment's gone. Ohio Sentinel in my Rumble chat. Ain't that the truth? I think it's just a matter of ratios and fractions or whatever. From you've heard this before, but from year 1 to year 2, that's half of your life. And the fractions, the distances between the, they get smaller and smaller. So a year going by is really just a fraction of your life. A smaller and smaller fraction. Maybe that's the reason why it feels like it goes faster and faster. Can't tell you why. What a year, what a year. Big year coming up, no? 2024. You thought this was it? You thought that's as crazy as it was gonna get? No. I'm not gonna wish this on 2024. I cancel those words in the name of baby Jesus and Santa Claus. We're in the cockpit retracting our lights. Hopefully we don't get in trouble, but you know what I'm saying? I cancel those words. 2024 will be amazing. Right? If I see his 3% black one more time. You talk about me? If I see his 3% black one more time, what are you talking about? What 3% black did you see? Of mine? Is my 3% black showing? Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. Oh my gosh. Is my 3% black showing? Rizzy C-Cell? That's so embarrassing. She might be talking about my ancestry. I've shown this to you guys a couple times. I've shown you my DNA makeup a couple times here. Shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have spit in the vial. Now they have my DNA. So could anyone learn to fly a plane? Asks Obuga. Look. Just because I have a twisted there's a part of my mind that has a twisted fantasy of those is there a pilot on board moment, and I'm just so happen to be flying in an A320neo, and I raise my hand. Well, I have I'm a pilot online. I think they call that the Dunning-Krueger effect. Don't they call that the Dunning-Krueger effect? Cognitive bias in which people with limited competence in a particular domain overestimate their abilities. Yep. So maybe we don't want to be giving me the reins of a big old 747 in an emergency. In fact, I saw a video recently, and it was a guy trying to prove the Dunning-Krueger effect. In fact, with a similar situation as he's someone who's just knowledgeable about flight simulators and Googling and watching videos, and a little bit of reading of manuals and stuff. And he tried to prove this Dunning-Krueger effect. He went to a flight simulator school or something like that, and basically they had him fly at solo emergency situations. And the video was him trying to prove some aspects of this Dunning-Krueger effect. But what's funny is the guy it was more like a flex. This YouTuber, he was like, so yeah, the Dunning-Krueger effect. People cognitive bias. They think they overestimate their abilities. So now watch me overestimate my abilities. And he goes and he sits in this virtual cockpit thing, and the whole thing moves. And he lands the plane just fine. So I don't think he wasn't even. I don't really think he was trying to prove any Dunning-Krueger effect. I think he was just trying to flex. I think he was just trying to flex on YouTube that, hey, check me out. Yeah, I'm a YouTube pilot. Yeah, I'm a Microsoft Flight Simulator pilot, but yeah, I landed it. I did that. This guy, this channel, Be Smart. So, I mean, that would be sick, huh? In 2024, the Anchor Baby does an actual flight at a simulator, or better yet. No. That's too early. For a real flight? Now, that would be amazing. That's some fantasy stuff. But who said we can't dream? Who said we can't dream? Anchor Baby, I'm just an Anchor Baby with a dream. And I just want to stream an Anchor Baby show from an actual plane. That would be crazy. You know, a couple things we need to get in order for that. Okay, so, obviously the training and the piloting and all that. It's going to cost money. And we need Starlink. We're going to need Starlink. We're going to need Elon Musk on this one. We're going to need Starlink to do this. So Elon Musk. Yeah. An actual Nick stream from a plane?
Unconsciously tend to view ourselves as above average in everything from intelligence to sense of humor.
Dang! Why is this guy talking about me? Can you chill out? Dude.
In one study, 93% of Americans said they were safer and more skillful behind the wheel than the median driver.
Oh, yeah, duh. Of course I am. Psh, have you seen how these other people drive?
Which is mathematically impossible. But the Dunning-Krueger effect is a special kind of overconfidence because it's rooted in a paradox. You aren't able to know what you don't know. So when you mess up, you might not be able to realize it.
And then this guy lands it, and the whole the deepness of his whole point is dead. And the lesson is actually, if you watch his video, I mean, if I'm gathering what he's showing me in the video, he's kind of saying, yeah, kids, you can try this at home, as long as you practice enough in video games. Anyways, that was the video I was watching. Where are we? Whoa. Are we at our cruising altitude? Beautiful. Cruising altitude of 38,000 feet. I have unmuted the calls, 760-515-3855. If you want to call in, wish a Merry Christmas. We're not doing much today. There's really not much going on. We're just chilling. Should be a nice flight all the way to Seattle. And the yoke is shaking. You know what that means? That means I left the throttle control I left this thing just at full throttle this whole time. And that means the yoke is shaking, the plane is shaking, we're overspeeding. But when has that ever stopped us? When has that ever dropped the plane? When has that ever gotten us in trouble? We haven't had there's not a single Nick Stream accident due to that. So. Gotta get up to speed here. That seems fast. Is it because the air's thin or something like that? Where the heck are we? Where are we flying that we can set the computer past Mach 1? That doesn't make sense. Let me just slow down this computer because that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Nice. What's up, y'all? We got calls. Hey, caller, you're on the air. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Jacob. I'm calling from Oregon.
Hey, Jacob, welcome. Thank you. First time caller?
Yeah, first time caller.
Super cool. Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate that. How you doing, sir?
Doing good. I was just wanted to call you up to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Jacob, thank you so much for that. Merry Christmas to you. How'd you hear about my show?
Absolutely. I've been listening to your show for a little while.
Right on,
I
man.
heard about you from the Jesse Lee Peterson show.
Let's go. Very nice.
Yep.
How's your year, your 2023 been? And a Merry Christmas to you
It's
too.
been great. Awesome.
Absolutely. Very nice. Have you
Everything's
called any
been
of the
great.
shows?
No, this
I
is
don't
the
seem
first
to
time I've
recognize
ever
you at
called
all.
any of your shows.
What an honor, Jacob. Thank you for that.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you again. I just wanted to call you up and say Merry Christmas.
Big Merry Christmas back at you, Jacob, and call me again.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye.
Very nice. Okay, it's just a little love on the little Christmas flight. Rocking the red, plain red sweater. Yeah, we're rocking the Coltrane too. Didn't Coltrane make a whole album for God? It wasn't this one, was it? It was a Love Supreme. But I think he has favorite things in that album. Oh, never mind. My favorite things is not on A Love Supreme by John Coltrane. But it is an album he wrote as a spiritual declaration, his devotion to God. Hey, it's kind of an interesting album. Is A Love Supreme free jazz? Is that fair to call it? Is that when he got into free jazz? A Love Supreme. Let's just kick back and relax on this tune a little bit here. Nick, do you have any scars from doing the show? What do you mean? Like emotional scars? Yeah, maybe because I'm a drama queen. If I believe my thoughts. But no scars, just emotional scars from all the trauma of past Nick Stream landings, but we don't talk about that, okay? We don't really talk about that. We just talk about the good times. Somewhat. The older he got, the more experimental he became. That's true, username. Yeah. Totally kick back on this one, folks. A Love Supreme. I know, nada. Giant steps? Dang. Yeah. I never did do my due diligence to master giant steps. The only reason I'm not a jazz person, it's my own fault. Yeah, very experimental. I'm like, kick back on this tune on the 4-part A Love Supreme. Okay, maybe not all that. Yeah, kick back and relax for all 4 parts of A Love Supreme. Merry Christmas, Steve Strzok. Yeah, nada, but Giant Steps is also very melodic. That's what makes it a classic and not just an intellectual piece, like an intellectual like exercise. Giant Steps is also quite melodic, and that's what makes it a classic. if you want to talk about hyper, let's get to Countdown. How about Countdown? Coltrane's Countdown? I believe he never played Countdown live because musicians, drummers, there was like no drummer who could play it with him. They would look at the sheet music and they thought it was like a slow swing. And he's like, no, 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 no. You got to triple that. That's a 300. You see the BPM? Yeah, that's a 3. Coltrane's Countdown. Now this is hyper. What's up, Lolo? What's up, Jacob? You remember that video? Anybody ever see that jazz video of those guys yelling at each other in jazz? And it was, I believe, to this song, Countdown. Countdown argument. You guys ever remember this video? Let's see if I can even find it. Jazz argument. Oh my God, yes it was. It was this one. Wasn't the BPM for songs in the movie Whiplash like 330 BPM? Yeah, that became like a... When Coltrane's Giant Steps came around and he did Countdown and people couldn't even play that with him, that was like holy. And now that's like normal. Autism incarnate. Okay, I was doing all those faces because of this video. What's up, Grace? Hey, Renee. I forget what tune that is, but a little jazz fun. But anyways, let's go back to the chill stuff. Because it's Christmas. Oh yeah, we like Cowboy Bebop. We like Train, or no, Tank. What's the band for Cowboy Bebop? Tank. Yeah, Tank. Oh my bad. Seatbelts. The Seatbelts. They were the jazz band that did Cowboy Bebop music. But anyways. Not much to do. You found that funny? Don't apologize, Grace. I just might be. I very well might be. I don't believe in those titles though. Yeah, right on, Tank. Of course you could kick it, Renee. How you doing, sir? Merry Christmas. Take lessons, maybe not flying a 747, but you can fly a small plane. Yeah, definitely a small plane. It'll be hard to do a Nick Stream show from a small plane. Maybe only if I'm in the cockpit, like as a passenger or as a co-pilot. Maybe that's the only way. Because, you know, on Nick Stream, we can have accidents, okay? We can come back for them, but I don't think we could have a Nick Stream landing on one of those. If we ever did something like that, Ohio Sentinel, we cannot have a Nick Stream landing. We may never have another one ever again. Artistic. There's nothing wrong with getting to the destination faster. How fast are you talking? Oh, are they on the new season of Fish Tag, Nathan? No, I haven't watched a single thing of it. I saw a clip on X, and it looked like a new season, but I wasn't sure. So confirmed. Yeah, I just googled it. Fish Tank season 2. The boys over at MDE, $1 Million Extreme, Sam Hyde, and Jet and others, they did this insane like reality show where they well, I guess it's not, it's kind of like Big Brother though. I guess it's been done before, but it's MDE, right? So check it out if you like. Hey, Dank Daddy 5150. Thank you, sir, for the very generous super chat. Please sit in your first class seat. Very kind, very generous. Dank Daddy, thank you for that. He says, Merry Christmas and a very happy new year. Trump 2024. Let's go. You know we still rolling with Trump. Fish tank this season's been crazy? No way. Beautiful. What's even happening? That's interesting. What's even going on? That's all these links and stuff. I don't want to talk about any about this. I mean, we could just do some fun stuff. Like this Japanese gym trend. Gym etiquette in Japan. Western woman is confronted with Japanese gym etiquette. Check it out.
If you are coming to Japan and planning on going to the gym, let me just warn you, do not wear a matching set. Do not wear a cute little outfit like this. I know that we all love them. I feel so super cute right now. But if I wear something like this to the gym, Japanese people literally treat me like I have whore written on my forehead. Like they stop and they look at me and they're like, what the fuck? Like I've forgotten to get dressed. This is how I dress now. Now that I've been living here for a year, when I go to the gym, this is how I dress. Like all the other Japanese people. I'm not fucking kidding you. This is the vibe. This is the vibe.
Let's go,
Okay.
Japan.
The pants with the leggings on underneath. This is the look that we go for. Okay? I couldn't feel less hot. I couldn't feel less like working out than in this. But if I wear the other thing...
Can't tell if she's Kiwi or Aussie.
Then people literally stop what they're doing and look at me. So this is the vibe. So if you come to Japan,
Super
just be
cute.
prepared.
Dang. What the heck happened to us? Super cute. So super cute. I mean, I love this. Japanese women. Let's go. That's the gym fit. Rock it. LMAO, that's normal. Right, Ivana? That's just normal. And she's like, I don't even want to work out in this. I don't feel hot. Is it time for men? Is it time for segregated gyms? Didn't the Romans have segregated gyms? Didn't the Romans have a big rule about no women in the men's gyms? No women in the gymnasium. Is this true? Married women, however, did not frequent the gymnasium. Gymnasium. I mean, who knows what I'm even reading here? Can't confirm this is true. Married women, married as well as unmarried women, and at Athens and in all the Ionian states, excluded from the gymnasia. Sorry, ladies. Sorry, girls. You gotta have your own gymnasium. Ionian states, they were excluded from the gymnasia. But at Sparta and in some other Doric states, what the heck is the difference between that? Ionian? Are we talking music? Are these modes? The Dorian, the Ionian scale? Doric, the popular name for mid-northern Scots. Ionian, one of the four major tribes that the Greeks considered themselves to be divided into. What the heck? Race. Hey, what's up, Renee? Yeah, of course you can call in. But in Sparta and some other Doric states, maidens dressed in the short... What the heck is that? Were not only admitted as spectators, but also took part in the exercises of the youths. Married women, however, did not frequent the gymnasia. This is a Greek word. Let's find out what this is. Chiton. I said that like a French person. That's probably not how you pronounce that. Chiton. It looks like it's a tunic of some sort. What were the Greek ladies wearing? Oh, what the? Google Images. Why did Google just do that to me? I thought Google blocked stuff like that. I gotta be looking this on. I gotta be looking at this on one screen before bringing it over to you. Now it was just a cartoon, but still, it's messed up. Might be against TOS. I like a woman that can deadlift correctly. Okay, don't search Greek female tunic on Google Images. Apparently. All right. What a mess. She's acting like we didn't look like that back in PE. Right. I was just trying to get educated, Dank Daddy. I was just trying to get educated. Can an anchor baby get educated? What a mess.
Call from
Wilford.
Hey, caller, you're on the air. Where are you calling from? And what's your name?
I'm Wilford from LA.
You said, repeat your name?
Renee from LA.
What's up, Renee? How you doing, sir? I thought I heard a different name.
Oh, you probably heard of Wilford.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, a lot of people have been telling me that. It's weird.
What do you mean? People have been calling you a name that's not yours?
Yeah, and I just play along.
Why?
I just don't want to make them feel bad.
Are you playing?
I'm not playing, but
Wilford.
I'm trying to do service.
What's up, Renee Wilford? How you doing, sir?
Well, listen, dude. I was thinking about this whole week, like passion.
Go ahead.
Is that a feeling? Well, I mean, what do you think about that? Like passion, not between not between passion between between a couple, like passion, like you have a passion.
So you said not
like,
passion like between a couple, but passion like what?
To create something.
Can you tell me what the difference between a passion between a couple and a passion to create something is?
Man, I can't.
What's the difference between the two?
I don't know, but I know that you could do one without the other.
Well, sure, because
you have.
I mean, say again.
You could have a passion to dance, like dance from one room to the other, and then drive to San Diego, and they have to come back because you have to do another dance. And that's like controlling your state of being. So is that sane? Is that abnormal?
It doesn't sound sane to me, man.
I mean,
because like you just said, it's controlling you.
Right. So that's emotion, right?
Big time. And it's easy to miss. It's easy to miss because it goes into the like positive emotions that we were taught. Oh, this is a positive thing. This is like happiness. It's like joy. It's like passion. Right. So it's in the good area of emotions that we were taught. So it's easy to miss. But I mean, it sounds like you could tell that you're not in control when you're passionate. And I know about myself. If I get excited, if I get passionate, I'll start, like, for example, on my show, if I have someone call me, I get excited or passionate, I'll start agreeing or disagreeing before the right time, before I even know what they're saying, before, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Passion.
I know what you mean, but it's something that you have no control over. I mean, the result doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's just that you have to do it.
Why you have to do what?
Whatever passion is driving. Like, let's say you're a dancer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you're like a musician or something, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to produce this song or do this dance or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to stop whatever else is happening.
I used to think
That's
that
not-
too.
Yeah.
I used to think that you needed passion to do that. But I don't know, since paying attention to myself, passion actually, I don't know, it makes me make mistakes. It makes me go in the wrong direction. I'm not aware. And so, I don't know, man, because I don't know. I don't think I don't know how to answer your question, but if to do what you're saying requires passion, I don't want to do what you're saying. But I don't think it does. I don't think it does. I don't think it requires passion.
So where would you put passion into it? Like saving someone's life or something?
No, I think I wouldn't do that either, because think about it. Everything you've mentioned so far, although they sound creative and passionate and emotional, at the core, they're all technical. Okay? You said saving someone. That requires you to be technical in whatever problem they're having. Respiratory, right? Music. Well, sure, there's sure, you're using emotions, but you're using emotions like a paintbrush. You're not supposed to be like getting into them. It's like you're an artist, right? With the music, an artist, it's like a painter uses paint and chalk and other mediums. A musician uses emotions like a brush. Okay, but that's not to say that if I write a sad song or a breakup song or a happy song that I live that as me. You know what I mean? And that's why the best songs kind of speak to everybody. So, you know what I mean? Because the person didn't make it that particular. Anyways, I'm just rambling, but I'm essentially sincere in what I'm saying here. I honestly think you're not supposed to get into it. In terms of music here, passion might hold you back. Think about it too. Here's another thing. Boom, I got a great example for you. I was passionate for music. And because I was passionate for music, when it got hard, I didn't push through the hard parts. Because I was all passionate and happy with the good side. I was playing stuff. I would see something. I'd pick it up fast. It just made sense. I'm like, no way, look at me go. But then I threw on. I started listening to John Coltrane. I realized, and I thought to myself, well, I'll never be able to do that. And I remember giving up for like a year.
Of course.
Yeah. So no, passionate people they're also not trustworthy. You feel me?
That's crazy, yeah. But like, how can you get the best out of yourself if you're not that passionate? Like, if you're a musician, you know.
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think you need to be. In fact, I think you might make the best thing you can if you weren't.
Yeah, right.
You may remember your passionate times, and you may use that as, I don't know, as experience and stuff for songwriting, story writing. But again, you're just using a paintbrush. You're just painting emotions, painting stories, lyrics on a blank canvas. That doesn't mean that you're that canvas or you're that person, or you got to stay in that state of emotion. Okay?
But it kind of is. Like, once it's there, like, you remain in that canvas. That's the thing about art. Like, once it's there, it's there. And you don't have to go home with that smelly guy.
You may have a point. Actually. I mean, when you think about it, some of the most well-known artists, they're like tortured and all that. And maybe it's because they've displayed that same passion you're talking about and put it on the canvas, and it has this impact. That's one way of looking at it.
But
let's say you want to be the best, but these are.
Is it false?
Can you say that again?
It's an emotion.
What is?
It comes from emotion, that passion to express yourself.
Sure.
And
the passion to express yourself.
And that's
I guess what I'm trying to say is I think you could, like, for example, expressing yourself. I think you could do that without passion.
Well, it sounds like booty to me, but.
Well, let me try and understand you, Renee. You're saying,
I mean, passion, you have to go, 100% in, or you can't just, like, tiptoe.
Can you give me an example of what you mean?
You can't just write a fake song just to please the audience. You have to write a song that comes from your heart.
Gotcha. So I think I'm understanding a little bit more. Are you saying that you can only make something honest if you feel it?
Yeah, there's that art that's in the hotel rooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you look at it, and it's nice. It's a nice looking piece of art, but it's fake.
But you know what's fake?
That art, it's just meant to. I think there's a word for it, but I can't.
Are you talking about looking at art that is insincere to you? Like you could tell that it's insincere or fake?
Art. Yeah.
But how do you know it's because that person lacked feelings or had feelings? Have you ever made art that's impactful in that same way?
No, I haven't. But
so then how do you know?
I see it. I see it when I see it. I have.
I don't doubt that you see insincere art. That's not what I'm doubting here. I know what you mean, sort of. Like you just look at something and I won't go too much into that because I just don't know. But I know what you're saying here. But I mean, when you look at something and you feel like it's insincere, how do you know it's because that person lacked feelings? Because it sounds like you love your feelings, or I don't know. I don't want to say that about you, but it sounds like you see passion and feelings as requirements, but you haven't made this impactful art you want to make.
Right. So my question is like these passionate feelings, they're fake, right?
I think they are, man. I honestly think they are. And you said, for example, you were talking about how a song or art you see is more sincere because you could tell that person had feelings while doing it. They felt a lot while doing it. But if you think about it, most people who are all up in their emotions and they're tripping out, either happy or sad, they're like in a false illusion. They're not seeing life clearly. They're not seeing their own lives clearly.
I mean, wouldn't that be a good state to create that art?
I'm not saying it wouldn't be an interesting state, but you're calling it a good state. You're calling it like a good thing.
Oh yeah, maybe I use.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be interesting.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know, man. I think you can be just as. What the heck do I know? It's not like I'm out here making songs or art, but I like music for the technical stuff too. I've never been a songwriter, so maybe I'm the wrong person to ask. Because that's why I like jazz and all that. It's like the technical side, like how they built those chords, how they built that melody, how they built that improvisation, and how they broke those rules too. What are the rules to make it, and how did they break them? Always fascinated me. And I don't need I don't need passion to do that. Yet I can still use my emotions. I'll be improvising something and I can totally use my emotions. I'll be like, let me play something like hard or sad and I'll 100%. It's sincere because I've felt those emotions in my life. But I'm not sitting there going like I'm not gonna sit there. I feel like what I feel like would be fake. I feel like it would be fake if I got into a room and told myself, I'm so depressed. Let me make depressed music. I'm so passionate. I'm so angry. Let me make music like that because I feel this. So I feel like I'd be I don't know, kind of silly. I'd feel kind of silly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I get it.
Why not just write about my life and like what I actually went through, or And it's like I actually did feel sadness in my life. I've actually felt anger. I don't need to go into passion and all this emotion and make it a big thing, a big story in my head to get into that.
Right on. Yeah, exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you know the passion is there.
Right on, man.
Cool, man.
That's kind of what I'm thinking about what you're saying here.
All right. Yeah. I just had that in my brain for this week. And then you started playing this jazz, and I was like, fuck, man. Right.
The jazz got you?
Yeah, man.
It's got you. It's jazz. The jazz is an intellectual thing sometimes. Don't get too into it.
Yeah, I
it's
like
totally
it, man.
intellectual.
It strips everything, dude. It breaks the... I just want to hear some 7/8.
Yeah. In fact, I got you. What's that one? 4 on 7. 4 on 7, right?
Oh,
it's
I
a
don't
jazz
think you can
standard.
do 4 on 7.
Which one's the one? I'll figure it out, man.
All
I
right,
think I'm
man.
thinking of Theolonus
Have a good
Monk.
Christmas, dude. Yeah.
Renee, appreciate it, sir. Anything else you want to talk about before we go?
No, man. I just wanted to express that.
Thank you, sir.
I
Call
feel
me
passionate
again.
about talking about it.
Let's
All right.
go. Appreciate it, Renee. Merry Christmas, man.
All right, peace.
Hope to see you around, sir. Beautiful. Yeah, it's only one call at a time. Sorry, y'all. But you can call in 760-515-3855. I might run to the bathroom here, so just kick back. You know what I just noticed, though, folks? We might have a bit of a problem. We might have a bit of a problem here. Oh, never mind. Look at that. We are on the flight path. I think. Oh, I got scared. I got major scared there because we were actually flying no autopilot for at least like 20 minutes and just off the course. So, and we were also climbing. If we had kept climbing any further, we would have stalled. And that would have made a fun flight. But okay, we're on the autopilot. In fact, we're not far from our path here, so all is well. It's a Christmas miracle. I got a caller on the air, though. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, my name's Grace. I'm calling from Rhode Island.
What's up, Grace? Welcome. Thank you.
Hi,
Merry
thanks
Christmas.
for taking
How
my
you doing?
call finally.
Oh, low. What do you mean? Oh, that was you in the chat saying, why didn't you take my call?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only take one at a time. My bad.
I'm
I
sorry,
need to
I
have
took
like
rejection very
I want to have
personally.
like a call waiting like Jesse, but one thing at a time.
I just wanted to say I am, again, sorry for calling you autistic. It's just with the
Oh, no,
jazz
no.
and the planes, you know. And you can see how I made the mistake. But
No, I get it. Actually, I get it. That makes sense actually a little bit. Clicking away, jazz, alt tabbing, North Pole. Yeah, that's not an unfair thing to say about me.
It's okay. I'm on the spectrum. But speaking of being on the spectrum, I wanted to ask you about what you were talking about with the last caller. You said, I wrote it down, if what you're saying involves having passion, then I don't want to do it.
Yeah, because if I can expand on that, you know, Renee was I guess saying that he believes to do this art stuff, and honestly, it sounded like he was saying to do anything at a real level of proficiency, you need to be passionate, and I don't. If there's and I like I said, like I was describing, passion for me has been a negative thing, and if there's something that requires passion to do it, I don't want to do it.
But you were saying like you said like you got really passionate about music, and then
I
because
did.
you were so passionate, you kind of didn't follow through when it got more difficult.
Exactly. Yeah. Looking back, please go ahead. My
Isn't
bad.
that don't you think like maybe that's more like being over enthusiastic than just passionate?
I think that's the same thing. Well, maybe it's not though. How do you see them differently? I could be wrong.
Well, I would say like I don't know what the exact definition, but I would think like passion is like a very strong feeling of a certain emotion, like passionate love or passionate. You don't really say passionate happiness, but like a very strong feeling of an emotion. And emotions aren't necessarily bad. If they control you, they're bad. But like passion is just a very, like a very strong experience of an emotion. But over enthusiasm is like, probably because you're looking for something to make you happy or excited. You get too excited about something, and then it, you what do you call it? You give up on it. You just sort of like fizzle out.
I mean, it sounds like you described the same thing to me. I don't really see the difference.
Well, do you agree with my definition of passion?
Can you
As, like,
repeat
a
it? I
very
must have misheard it.
Like a very intense experience of an emotion.
And you're saying over enthusiasm is not an emotion?
I don't know if enthusiasm is an emotion.
But it's
I
not
don't
as
know,
strong
like,
as
emotions
passion?
are like happy, angry, sad. Enthusiasm is sort of like being motivated. Is being motivated an emotion? I don't know. I don't think it's...
Yeah, but what motivated? What's motivating you all of a sudden? Why doesn't it last? Why is this enthusiasm kind of just pop up? You know what I mean here? It seems to me those are all signs that what you're calling enthusiasm or what you're calling passion, these are all kind of indicators that you're dealing with spiritual stuff and emotional stuff, which is kind of the same thing, I think. And
Yeah.
and so to me, it's the same thing. You're saying an over-enthusiastic person is simply just motivated, while a passionate person is feeling like just very strongly. I think that sudden motivation is the same emotion. It's the same emotion in a passionate person. Maybe because they seem to be at different levels, we as people have used different names for those things. But it seems to me like they have the same source. They have the same like source, which is emotion. And I'm trying to think of myself. I'm trying to remember times I've been passionate and times I can describe myself as over enthusiastic. And I gotta say, I see that same Nick who was passionate and that same Nick who was over enthusiastic, kind of the same person. Talking fast, getting too excited, getting ahead of myself.
Yeah. But you're still passionate about music, right? I mean, like, you still really like jazz, and you're obviously very into it. Maybe you were over-enthusiastic about, like, learning how to play music, but you still seem... Whatever, if we just replace passionate with, like, interested in or, like, deeply connected to, you still love music, from what I've seen. Yeah,
I mean, I like it. It's something I spend a lot... It's funny that you say that because... I don't know if I'd call it a passion. It's just because you know how you just over time you just learn about a bunch of stuff, so you become kind of an expert on certain things, and you kind of just keep it up. Music's kind of like that for me. Not to say that I'm a jazz expert, but just kind of the knowledge about it. But the passion and emotion has changed. Like over time, although I maintained an interest, the passion changed and the emotion about it changed. Now I know, in fact, actually, that music's kind of an immaturity, if you really think about it. I can still enjoy it, and I everybody in the chat should be able to enjoy it as well. But when you really think about it, yeah, music's all about sensuality, and that's kind of an immaturity. Also, wasn't the devil the prince of music, or something like that?
I don't know. But that's interesting because that's something Muslims believe in. They actually, I think it's haram to play music or listen to music because
I think they overreact.
Yeah, because
if you ask me,
they have a similar perspective. They think it's like a temptation. But
I think they're on it. They're onto something. I think personally they overreacted by calling it haram and banning it or whatever. But yeah, they're essentially kind of on the right track. You know, it's all.
Really?
Yeah. It
That's
works.
What I don't understand.
Tell me what you don't understand.
I don't understand about JLP and Hake, and I just discovered you and like this whole network. You guys seem very anti-emotional, and like.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. Have you noticed we still have a lot of fun and we laugh and we joke and.
Well, but it's a little bit stilted sometimes. Okay, but just hear me out.
Okay, I'm hearing you out. My bad.
Just hear me out. It seems like you guys are a little bit like anti-emotion, and I understand that a lot of people like their emotions drive their life, like they run their life. Like I'm a woman, I get it. My emotions run me a lot of the time, and that's not good. But emotions themselves it's just like appetites. Like yeah, if you're hungry all the time, that's not good. And if you overindulge your appetite for food, but being hungry isn't bad, just like having emotions isn't bad. Or immature, like they're gifts, right?
Gifts. Your emotions are gifts. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what to say because I don't know. I like that you said. I like that you're not calling. I like that you're avoiding calling your experience with your emotions good or bad. There's something I like about that because it's true.
Yeah.
Like we can't go around just tripping about. Well, I just had a good experience or a bad experience, or right now I'm not dealing with emotions well, or I am dealing with. Like that's a trip. So I like that you're saying about that, but I don't think I can arrive to the same conclusion because everything in my life is showing me that emotions don't come from me. They're not coming from me, like Nick. I'm not creating them, and so then what the heck is? Everything in my life is showing that. I can't. And you're saying control them, right? I can't tell you a time in my life where I've been able to control them. Have you been able to do that?
Well, Actually, no. Like, I have had a very, very difficult experience with my mother, and I had, like, my emotions absolutely ran me considering her. I was extremely angry at her, then I would get extremely sad about her. And, you know, it's like, I don't know what you mean, like, come from you. I would guess I would say, like, you don't, like, I don't know, you don't really generate your own emotions, but they're a response. You don't really generate anything. Like, everything's a gift from God, right? So, like, you don't really come up with anything on your own per se, but it's kind of like your soul and your personality's response to the things God puts in your life, and he also created your soul. You know what I mean? Like, it's all kind of part of the package. But
So,
I used to be
do you ever
really...
My bad, please go
Yeah,
on.
go ahead.
No, please. My bad. You used to be really...
I used to be really, really wound up about my family and my mom, and, you know, I did some things I regret or whatever. I would lash out, then I would feel really bad, get super, super angry, and it's difficult to go through that, but...
Were those all gifts from God?
Yeah, yes.
Those
were,
so you're
telling
those were gifts from God when you got mad, when you overreacted, when you said you just told me you did things you regret. It's been difficult dealing with your mother and anger. You're telling me those are gifts from God?
Well, I'm not trying to sound all pious. I mean, I
don't think you are. I just want to...
I hate God just like anybody else, you know what I mean? Like, in the sense, like, oh, why does he have to run everything? Just like sometimes you hate your parents or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, it has to be... I know it's a gift from him in some ways because, like, when, just today I was, like, sort of cataloging what's gone on with my mom and like, going through it, and I experienced all those emotions again, but now they're, like, they're more subdued. And I never thought they would be more subdued, but they are more subdued. But it's still good to experience them.
And why?
But, like, I'm not...
What'd you learn from that?
I mean, I guess what I would say I learned from that is, like, you have to just... I mean, this sounds so cliche, but, like, you have to just keep trying with something and just keep going... Well, actually, I did learn
keep trying
something
what?
that a lot of people... Well, like, if you have family trauma or if you have something that's really upsetting you in some way, you have to keep going over it over and over and over again. And each time it's like peeling the scab off and you re-expose the wound. But, like, you have to go through it over and over again until you make sense of it. I guess that's what I learned.
And have you made sense of it?
I'm really starting to, yeah. I mean, my family's been through a lot, but it's still hard to put together in a lot of ways. You know, she's sort of torn my family apart, gotten a restraining order against my dad, blah, blah, blah. But
isn't that good, though?
Anyways, I'm just saying that
if she's as crazy as you say, isn't that good that she got a restraining order? Now you don't have to deal with her.
I mean, yes, in a way, but she got it so that he can't see my 4 minor siblings either, and she won't let me see them now. So
I understand it may be difficult, and I know they're your family and all that. I understand it may be difficult. It may sound glib what I'm saying here, but you gotta... They're gone. They're gone. What I mean by that is, just like everybody in your life, just like every single person I could tell in my life, and everyone I've ever met, you're like blind. You're like blind. You don't know. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know anything. And that's your family. Mm-hmm. Sorry. It's like they're gone, right? Like they're lost in the darkness. They're what did the Bible say? The swine and the pearls. Okay, you can't go around trying to save people.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. I did think I could sort of like change my mother's mind. It's like a whole story, but like.
Have you noticed though? Please go on. My bad.
Well, I did realize, like, it's whatever. I did my part, but it's stupid to try to change people after a certain point. It is, but it's hard to do that with your parents. It's a hard thing to come to.
And so, what are you trying to achieve? You keep pulling the scab. You're saying you're learning something. What's the goal here, and what have you learned about yourself and your mother and your situation?
Well, almost everyone my entire life, except my dad, has told me, like, you know what? If you have family problems, just move on. You don't need them. Move on. But I've seen my mother recreate exactly the trauma that happened to her on me and my siblings and my dad. So I'm trying to break the cycle, which is like, I think it's like generational patterns of trauma. And, you know, to go through that, you have to experience a lot of emotion, and you have to be really invested. And you shouldn't let those emotions control you, but they're
they
helpful, you know?
But yet they do, don't they?
Well, they do somewhat, and then you like even if something is controlling you, you can let it go through you. You can, you know, you do what you do, and then you can go back over it. And like, for example, today I was just writing down like stories like about when my mother got the restraining order, right, and what she wrote on her affidavit, you know, and she claimed my dad beat her on this day that I was there, and I saw that he didn't beat her. But like when she wrote the affidavit, I was extremely upset when I read it. I couldn't process it. It's been like 6 months. I've gone through it like over and over and over again. I'm going through it again. And of course, I still remember I still have all the emotions like, oh my God, how could she do this? How could she lie? How could she get this restraint? How could she break up our family like this? But it's you know, people who tell you don't worry about don't listen to your emotions, don't, just move on, pretend they're dead to you, like they're wrong. You have to, because then you'll just end up repeating the pattern.
You're repeating the pattern right now, Grace.
That's what my mother.
From everything you've told me, Grace. From everything you told me, Grace. And this isn't like a personal attack. I'm speaking to you frankly here. From everything you've told me, Grace, you're not breaking the cycle. You're repeating it. You're literally doing you're literally doing that cycle that you're saying that you want to get out of.
How so? What do you mean?
Because you're getting into the fight. You're getting into the big fight. The sides. You're getting into this crazy fight, and your mother controls the whole thing. She sets the framework. She built the army around her, and she knows what gets to you. She knows you want to see your family. She knows all these things. And now you've joined in the fight that she wanted you to join in, and she has you ensnared. And you think that you're breaking the cycle, but you're actually just repeating it. You have to be free. You have to be on. You have to. I don't know who's telling you like, oh, you just pretend like they're dead to you. It's not about that. It's when you. It's like It's not about being angry at them. It's not about returning to them what they did to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not returning what she did to me. I was just processing.
But you are. You are.
How so? What do you mean?
She hit you with emotions, this emotional fight. She's trying to get at you by way of the family, by way of other, I don't know, sounds like legal ways through your father.
You're right.
And you're coming back at her with the very same thing. You're giving her what she's giving you. Do you see it differently?
Well, not really, because at the very least, whether I'm in the fight or not, I could see how you can make that point, but like I'm coming up with a narrative of what's happened and processing it. She's never done that.
And why do you need her to do that?
Well, I don't need her to do that. I think it would be good for her to do that, but I don't need her to do that. But I'm saying that's how I'm breaking the cycle, because she never really got to the truth and tried to reason and come up with a story of how she got there. She ignored her emotions, tried to be like sort of stoic, and bottled everything up, and then blew everything up. That's why I don't think it's a good idea.
So she was okay. See, that's not what we're about. No. But she was lying when she was being stoic, or whatever you perceive to be stoic. She was lying. She was putting up a front. She was in fact rippling with emotion beneath the veneer. Clearly, from what you're telling me, I'm only using what you're telling me, right? But she was lying. Yeah. Okay, so don't look at that like that was a stoic woman with no emotions. That was a person who was putting up a front.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I do agree with you.
So, and that's not what we're about. We're not about bottling things up, because although I have said before, can we see the virtue in shoving things deep, but like just sweeping it under the rug? I think there's a virtue in that a little bit. But that being said, that's not what Jesse's saying about anger and emotions. It's not about ignoring and pushing them. It's about overcoming them. because they're not you. You're not generating them. They're not from you. They're coming from another source. And some people say that, well, the source is chemicals. Some say the source is God, like you. I say the source is Satan in your mind. Because think about it. The up, the down, they're all the same deception. The up, the down, it's all the same. You got to understand, when the Bible's talking about joy, it's talking about peace.
So do you think all emotions come from Satan? I agree some emotions can come from Satan, just like some thoughts can come from Satan.
I can't think of an emotion that doesn't come from Satan. I don't want to speak in a way that sounds like I've totally discovered the truth about emotions. And now I know that right? I just want to speak about what I know, but I got to say, I can't think of a single emotion that I can say comes from God. Can you tell me one?
Well, I mean, I guess I would say any emotion can either be like used. Any emotion could be used by the devil to influence you.
But can you name me one emotion that comes from God?
Well, what about an appetite? Like appetites, right? Like a sexual appetite. I think that comes from God.
A sexual appetite?
Want to reproduce. Yeah.
Can you describe sexual appetite? What do you mean by that? I don't know.
Oh boy, can I describe it?
I don't know why Hake is smirking.
How much detail do you want me to go into?
This is a children's show and the sun is still up, woman. This is the sun is still up. The sun is up, woman. Okay. Thanks, Grace. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, you mentioned sexual appetite, and I don't need you to be graphic, but you're saying, I want to know what you mean by that, because you're connecting it to being fruitful and multiplying.
Well, I mean, your sexual appetite, like you want to connect physically with another person and experience that pleasure, but also the bonding, and it creates life. I think that's something that comes from God.
And why do you say that? What makes you say that?
Well, God told us, be fruitful and multiply. It's his commandment. So that's
I've read that in the Bible.
That gets us to, yeah, so that's his appetite that gets us to do that. So that's what he wants us to do.
You think so?
It's a gift for us. It's from him. It can also be used by Satan, obviously, but I would say that's a clear example of something that God gives us. It's enjoyable. It's fun. And it creates new life.
Just thinking this out. I don't know. I can't see the love in what you're talking about. I see the sensuality. I see the pleasure. I see how those things can result in babies. I can see what you're saying here, but I don't see the love in what you're talking about. I don't see the love. And God is love.
What do you mean, God's love? You mean?
I don't see love. There's only love, right? I don't see the love in that scenario, in what you're saying here, where you're all excited, you get the appetite, and I don't see the love there.
Well, you don't think, but I'm just confused.
It sounds like appetite. It sounds like sensuality. It sounds like it sounds like what I want. It sounds like I want a baby. It sounds like, you know what I mean? It sounds like man. It sounds like it sounds very human. It sounds very about me. I know it sounds like it's about love and because we're creating life, but everything you described is sensual. It's about me. It's about my appetite. It's not about the kid. It's not about a family. It doesn't sound like it's about God or a greater thing. It sounds like it's about what I want and my sexual appetite.
Well, people.
And to satisfy that.
I'm saying, well, but you could say if somebody's hungry, you could say, well, you're all about you and what you want. But that doesn't mean being hungry is from the devil. It's an appetite that God gave us, and He gave us food to enjoy.
What makes you say it's not? What makes you say it's not?
What makes me say it's not from the devil?
What makes you say hunger is not from the devil?
Well, because God created us so that we have to take in food to stay alive. And hunger is an appetite that leads us to share with others and have an experience with others and nourish ourselves and enjoy the pleasures of food. And enjoy company. I think that's all of a piece.
Thank you for answering my question. I don't know myself, but it's a fascinating thing to talk about. thought provoking. I've heard
I don't know,
Jesse say that hunger.
It seems to me
I've
like
heard.
you're-
Can you
yeah.
say again? Just an interesting thing I just remembered. I've heard Jesse say that you only get that hunger feeling from the thought that comes from it. And if when I ponder on that statement, I think about times that I've been hungry, quote unquote, and the hunger has never quite matched up with the amount of food I needed. Does that make sense? Like very often, more often than not, if I'm aware, more often than not, if I go to food while I'm hungry, but I'm aware, I'll eat much less. In fact, significantly less than I need, and I'll be satisfied. And the hunger I was feeling was actually not exactly what I needed. I'm not giving you an answer. I'm just kind of interesting things I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of stuff is psychological. Like if you are experiencing a lot of pain and then you get distracted, sometimes you don't feel the pain. That doesn't mean you're not in pain. It just means you're like your mind is forgets about the pain. I don't know. Like a lot of it is psychological.
Very interesting, thought-provoking. Smoke on it. I want to ask you one last thing before we move the wheels here, because there was something interesting you were saying about. It felt like almost like satanic. It was like upside down. Like I think you were saying something about like you were like describing like peeling a scab multiple times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this imagery where you're peeling this wound that you're not letting heal. You're peeling the scab, and it sounds wrong.
Yeah.
Why do you keep hurting yourself?
I mean,
why do you keep doing that to
I
yourself?
came up with that analogy on the spot, but I guess I would say like it's like you have to heal correctly. You know what I mean? I don't know how to say it. Like a lot of people get wounded, like whatever from their families or whatever experiences they've had, and then I don't know exactly what the analogy is, but it's like you have to kind of like make sure it's healed properly. Like if you know, I don't know, if your leg's in a cast and it shifts and it doesn't heal right, it's going to be messed up.
Yeah, but you don't go
life.
opening up the cast and smashing your leg over and over again until you get it right. But anyways, this is just we're getting lost in analogies. Grace.
Oh wait, I had one question for you
right,
before I go. What is your ethnic background?
Oh, I'm Iberian, a Colombian. I had my DNA. I showed my DNA to my viewers multiple times, but basically,
okay.
my family's Colombian. Okay, my mother is Colombian, and I believe my father is Cuban or Puerto Rican, but that's pretty much my genetic makeup.
Okay, that's interesting. I thought it was gonna be like more Middle Eastern. Anyways,
I get that a lot. Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Nick.
Merry
Thanks
Christmas,
for taking my
Grace.
call.
Appreciate your call. Call me again.
Bye.
Oh yeah, that's everything. Take care, Grace. I think that's everything I want to say to her. I think I just wanted to tell her. I think I just wanted to say to her, if you're listening, Grace, I don't have the answers for you, but this emotion stuff and saying to yourself, I need to do that more, push through it so that I can figure something. I think you're going down a dark path. Be careful with that, Grace, because you're getting involved. You're getting involved with the internet stuff. You're putting your business out there. Your father. It's all messy, and you just keep getting into it and keep doing more of it. That's not freedom. That's not freedom. That's not breaking the cycle. Just unsolicited advice. I'm not an expert on this. It's not like I have all the answers, but I just wanted to say that, Grace, you're going down a wrong path, in my opinion. At least in terms of that. I got another caller here. Thank you for your call. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Merry Christmas, Nick. It's Brian from
Hey,
North
what's
Carolina.
up, Brian?
What's up, man? How you doing?
It's a pleasure, Brian. I'm doing well. Merry Christmas to you, too.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to talk to you, too, man.
Thank you,
Hey,
Brian.
that
I
was a
wanted
good
to
talk.
thank you real quick before you get into it because you've called my show, numerous times, and going over my my footage and over my callers and my calls with you, all those, how much I talk over you, man. It's too passionate, but it's taught me to kind of slow down a little bit.
Man,
So
you
thank
don't
you.
have to apologize about that. I probably do the same thing, but I appreciate it. Which is actually a good segue because I wanted to call and share with you just another point to add to your call with Grace, how important it is that people do something as simple as pay attention, because I'm noticing with a lot of these people who kind of have that aspect of trying to do something about it, like Grace was saying, how she peeled the scab off and put it back and peel it off, and she's like trying to analyze the situation and all this other stuff. It's almost like they don't know the devil exists, and I'm pretty sure it's because they're not looking at themselves. They're only looking outside and never looking at themselves, which is where it all is, you know. And it's just crazy, man, you know. And
the proof of that
like
is
you,
when she said things like, "She made me mad," or you know, things like that. Like, "Oh, it was my mom and she made me mad," not realizing that Satan's speaking to her in her mind. Obviously, we know it to that level, but I'm following you, man. Yeah, it's like, it's when, for example, when she's talking about emotions, the proof is that she would talking about generating them and all that. It's almost like too far of a leap to go to Satan is the source.
Yeah, well, that is because they don't see him. It's like he's not around. You know, it's pretty crazy, man. But I had another point, but it slips my mind.
She says, "I'm feeling passionate about how much this." Oh, never mind. He's talking.
Oh, the thing, and the other thing was like, the passionate and enthusiastic, you know, thrills. I think I mentioned the hate, how I was saying how excitement is like the love of anger. All of those things they're all a part of the same thing. They really mean the same thing, which is crazy, because you could tell her that till the cows come home, or you could tell anybody that till the cows come home, but they won't see it because Satan's like constantly trying to make something out of you. And the first thing he does is to tell you that you know something that no one else knows.
Dang. That's so interesting what you're saying. You said it's like
and you can't talk him off of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Please.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're saying that it's like loving anger? Like getting excited is the love of that?
Yeah, excitement. Like
can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think of a good example.
Because I feel like I relate. I think about
Well, I'll just use a simple example like you just used, about how like sometimes you get ahead of yourself and you start to speak quickly and you're kind of stumbling over your words because you know something, quote unquote, you know something, right? And so you start to get up inside of yourself about it, and you get excited about it because you know something.
Yeah, big time, man. I'm trying to think of like I think you're right here, because I'm examining myself a little bit here, and I'm thinking about, okay, why do I get so passionate? Why do I get so excited? I start talking fast and all that. Well, if I really think about it, it's because I've been loving sensuality and emotions my whole life, I love a good revenge story, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? It gives me excitement. It thrills me. I love like you just said, knowing something. Oh man, if I know something, I want to respond before the person's done.
Yep.
It's evil.
I can share a similar thing that I noticed about myself. I noticed that whenever I would see like physical conflict happening in front of me, something in me would cause me to like bite my lip and like grit my teeth, like I'm a part of the, of the physical conflict.
I'm the same way, dude. When I'm watching these fight videos and stuff on Twitter and all that,
yeah,
dude, I'll find myself getting too into it.
Oh, totally, man.
Yeah.
But
right.
You know, it's crazy.
Get him.
Tenfold. It's tenfold the other way. It's like sometimes I can't watch things like that.
Yeah.
So it's just it's like whichever way you twist it, it's not good. You know. Yeah. It's something that's really trying to make something out of me in my mind so that it can make something come out of me.
I think you're right, man. It's just not. It's not the sober-mindedness that I hear about.
Not at all. But I want to thank you and really everybody, the whole team, because a lot of my discovering myself really has occurred on the air. A lot of these major moments is me calling in, because I want to speak my mind about something, and most of the time, realizing that I'm acting out of ego, and I'm thankful for that, because it's dying. Like, I'm watching it die, and it's not to sound cliche, but it really is amazing living life like I'm nothing and like I need for nothing, but yet I'm still able to keep my wheels moving somehow. And I don't even know where the wheels are going, but I know that, I have things that I do that I have to do that are in front of me to do that just keep them going. And everything's well, man. And it's been like my life is transformed in so many ways I could talk about. I would like to call Jesse personally and thank him on some pretty major things, but it's just been amazing. And I appreciate you guys and everybody up there.
Man, I don't even know what to say, man. I appreciate you. I'm just here flying a virtual plane. I don't know what to tell you. And I love it. And it's like, my life is amazing. And I need to be grateful at all times for it, but no buts. Look, the point is I'm following you, man. And thank you.
Right on,
thank you and everybody in the chat. Hey, we got to keep watching ourselves. Let's keep it pushing. 2024.
Right on.
So much
Thanks,
to
Nick. Well,
wake up on and grow on. So thank you, man. Let's keep it up.
For sure. Thanks for the time, man. Merry Christmas.
Always. Merry Christmas, and call me again, sir. And call the office
Will do.
sometime when we're back to talk to Jesse.
For sure, I will.
Okay, man. Right on.
All right, thanks.
Air Marshal, Birdie Bound Brian, everybody on their best behavior. I hear there's a box cutter on board. A box cutter in a dream. No, I heard that's all you need. A box cutter in a dream. That's all you need to bring America down to her knees. What's up, Matthew? Thank you so much for your super chat. First class seat is all yours. Let me get the flight attendants to bring you to your lovely room. Look, I know it's getting kind of crowded in here, but we got plenty of beds. You don't feel the need to share. Don't feel the need like you got to share with Lord Bibby. And I got a caller. Holy. I got 3 callers. You got to do it one at a time. Sorry, y'all. Look, folks, don't feel the need to all sit in the same bed. Okay, it's the first class cabin, but enjoy it. Appreciate it. Matthew, for your first class super chat, says emotions are a lower mind function like bowel movements. There's something the body does that you need to think about that you should there's something the body does that you should need to think about and just let pass. Right on, Matthew. Thank you so much. Steve Strock, call me back, sir. I was just finishing up the super chat. Nick can't take compliments. I think that's true. Everything is fake. Why are you in my head? Everything is fake. Get out. And it's totally ego too. People who can't take compliments. People who, or they're the same as people who don't like accept gifts. I'm the same. I'm like so bad. Be like, no, don't buy me anything. No, don't get me anything. And then like they'll get me. I'll try and give it back to them. It's like it's ego. I think. It's like I'm making a big show. It's like I'm not special. It's like, let the person give you the gift. Let the person give you the compliment. It's not like I think of myself that highly anyways. Or that lowly. It's not a thing. It's not a big thing. But that's an immaturity of mine. I got a caller on the air. Your name and where you calling from. Hey, caller, you're on the air.
Oh, hi. Hi, Nicolas. This is Cisal.
What's up, Cisal? Welcome. Thank you so much for your call. Merry Christmas.
Hola. Thank you for taking my call.
Nice.
I just wanted to call in real quick and tell you guys that that you're doing super important work. I'm not trying to, sound too, I don't know what the word is, but it at least everything that you guys has helped me, everything that you guys have done helps me a lot. As a matter of fact, yesterday my sister-in-law was like, honestly, I don't know how you're so patient with your children. You're so patient with your children. And yeah, and I was not that kind of person at all. And slowly but surely throughout the years, I have seen myself change. now I actually can see myself and kind of course correct. You know what I mean? So the work that you guys are doing every day is freaking amazing, especially on my day to day. I'm cleaning, I'm cooking, watching the kids, blah, blah. And instead of having like just trash in the background, you know what I mean? I have you guys, and you have been a huge blessing to me and my family. So I just wanted to say thanks.
No, 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, thank you. Okay, thank you, because I'm doing the same thing you're doing, and I'm glad you're just getting something from it, from Jesse and all that. It's amazing to hear. And you know what? This is a Christmas miracle. People want to see, like, I don't know, the sea being split or some crazy miracle, but a mother who has forgiven and has become patient with her children. That's a Christmas miracle. Let's go. That's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
If you really, really think about it, like really, really think about it. It sounds like I'm maybe like even making a joke, but I'm really not. The impatience.
Yes, I know.
No, hey, don't lose the patience, 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒐.
My son. Yeah, so I just wanted to,
That's awesome.
As soon as I start talking, he starts talking too. Yeah, so thank you so much.
Anytime,
It really is appreciated, and I admire all of you guys, and I know it must be so hard to put yourselves in front of literally anybody and take the hate and take the attacks and sometimes take the threats that come with it, but that's what real courageous Christian, men do. And I'm always praying for you guys, and I'm super grateful for your lives. Oh God, I
No,
have to
don't
go.
sweat it, 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔. Hey, I hope to bring you guys another year of amazing calls, getting beat up by the calls, whatever it is. I bring it on. I'd be happy to do it. Get beat up by Trump. Get beat up about Trump a little bit. Have me sweating because I forgot what he did. But hey, look, we love it, and I thank you for that, 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔.
Thank you. Okay, pues bye.
You rock. Call me again. Beautiful. Thank you for the Christmas love here. Lord 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, back-to-back super chats, sir, says, no, Nick, complimenting 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 only makes her ego bigger. Now she will never be stopped. What's this ego saga with 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔? I don't know the deets. I see that every now and then. Little bambinos. I hear little bambinos, although I guess they wouldn't be bambinos. They would be more like chamacos. What do you call them? Chamaco. What's a chamaco? Yeah, a kid. Little chamacos. Little chamacos. Hey, back-to-back calls, too.
Call from
Steve Strack.
We got you back, sir. Steve Strack on the air. Thank you. New Jersey.
I'm back. I made it, baby.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Dude, Merry Christmas to you, man. I'm thankful that you do the show every Friday night, and it's literally become part of my routine. Like Friday nights, I don't really go out and do much, and just chill out, sit back, and just watch the show, man. It's awesome.
That's awesome, man. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. I don't even know how it happened, but just flying these planes, and you guys show up, and we just keep it pushing. We keep it rocking.
Right. Now I hear you, but so I've heard all the phone calls. And I think this is actually the topic that brought me to Bond in the first place. Was Jesse had a video years ago about being dispassionate, and it was just what I was going through at the time was just I saw the passion in me, and I didn't know what to do. Like before I was aware of all this stuff. Now I'm like, there's something there. I'm aware of it. It's weird. I don't know what to do. And then I saw that video, and that's when he was talking about being dispassionate. But this is where I learned years later, I was stuck in my mind anyway because I already had an idea of what it meant to be dispassionate. So instead of letting it be revealed to me, I thought you have to be stoic, you have to push everything down, put up that fake front and all that. And all I was really doing was just suppressing, like you were saying to Grace, what I think her name was.
Yes.
That, don't suppress. Like you want to overcome that stuff. And obviously over years, I realized that. So taking that, I have a question I want to ask you, and I want to see what you think about this.
Sure.
Do you think there's a difference between being present and being conscious?
Present and conscious.
Or are they one and the same?
They sound like the same thing to me.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the difference. I mean, present and conscious, it sounds like the same thing. I mean, you have to be present. I mean, to be conscious, you have to be aware. You got to be in the present. Like, I can't tell you I'm a master at this, so who knows if I know what I'm talking about, but no, I want to hear what you think.
So this is it, because I had a huge conversation with one of my Christian friends today about this, and we've been going back and forth about this for like the entire year, and it just hit me in the moment because it's Christmas, and people will wait an entire year to the end of the year to finally be present, to like hang with family, to connect, to drink, to get presents, you know, to quote unquote have fun, which is, it's all that emotional feeling. And so people don't know how to be present throughout the year, which is very different because they're going through the routines, they're just doing their jobs, they're getting caught up in the anger, they're getting caught up in the emotions, you know, all the family stuff and everything else. But being conscious, I've realized, is actually a much different thing too, because you could still be present in the moment and having fun. So what Grace was talking about the sexual appetite thing, like you could be, you know, you could have an entire week where you're just in your head, overthinking, overanalyzing, but then on a Friday night you go to the bar and you get, you know, a couple drinks and you're present to what's going on. That urge comes up and you hook up with somebody. You know, you could be present to that and be like, oh, I'm having fun. I'm so absorbed by this moment. I'm just living life, like the thrill of life. But if you're conscious of that, that's when you start to separate from it. You know, and it's, I think what I've realized is with the whole Jessie thumping is I used to push all this stuff onto people who aren't even present to begin with. Like they're still stuck in their heads. They don't even understand how to live in the moment, let alone examine themselves and be conscious. Like, are you following that?
I'm following what you're saying completely. I don't know if I've ever thought about this, but I'm totally following you.
Right, because I started noticing that this week. Because so the church that I go to in my area, that I'm good friends with everybody that goes there, they have Bible studies every 2 weeks, and they've kind of been morphing into fellowships. And the big thing I noticed, because I've tried to, you know, when I started and when I met them, listen, I'll be straight up, I was Jessie thumping.
Right.
You know, like,
right.
I'm not
Right.
gonna,
oh, no way.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie about that.
No,
but
I feel like you told me too.
I have. I've said it, but I've just dipped back and focused on being just being present and aware of myself at the same time. So I'm not getting too caught up in the moment where, you know, like the excitedness or the rush takes over. But I also think you can still be and then express yourself with a level of energy which is much different than emotion. That's a whole other thing, though.
Interesting, man. No, I've never thought about this. You know, it's funny that I noticed that people who are, I don't think most people, at least people who I guess are paying attention a little bit, I never see them. I noticed they never Jessie thump for too long. You never stayed Jessie thumping too long, because you're like, dang, this feels weird. This is not hitting. This is not working.
Right, because when you're conscious, if you're aware of yourself when you're saying that stuff, the light of God will show you. And to begin with, it's like, hey, you're in your head. Like, no judgment here, but you're in your head, kid.
Yeah.
Whereas like Bible thumpers, they are so in their head, they're not even present to what's going on. So they don't even have the space to be conscious to allow the light to come into them to separate. So that's when they start arguing. That's what Brian was saying before. Like, that's where I see it as when you start to think you know something so much that you have to force it to come out, you know? And I think that's where the thumping comes in, and I've been aware of that. And just naturally just speaking, having conversations, just hanging out, really.
I think what you're saying is true, because I've seen people Bible thump drunk at bars. Yeah, big time. No, I'm thinking of one guy specifically, but I've seen this multiple times. Now that I really think about it, I remember in Hamilton, Ontario, going to different bars, and over the years, I've met multiple people who would be like straight up Bible, like looking for anybody in that bar. They're like drunk, and they're like, "Let me tell you about Jesus." And somehow that makes sense to them, and they're totally present, I guess, but not totally conscious.
But see, can you kind of, in that sliver of a moment, you can kind of understand where I'm going.
I think so. I'm following what you're saying.
So I've talked about you with this once before about Jessie. Is the way he does interviews is beautiful, and I finally understand I don't think he's doing it purposely. It just naturally happens. Is that the interviews sometimes start off awkward, not from his standpoint, but just like the interviewee. You know, they're just kind of like trying to figure out what to say. They're in their head a little bit. And then he gets them to the point where they're just having fun and just being, you know, in the moment and just conversing. And then the tone shifts and he gets them to be conscious. And he brings this stuff up to awareness. And, dude, I'm going to be straight up. Like, when I was listening really, before with you talking to Grace, started off high level, well, I should say low level, really, of just emotions, excitement, all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you brought her to a point of consciousness to reflect.
I did
and
that.
it was Yes,
I
dude,
did
I'm
that
telling you
ish?
straight up.
No way.
So because when you pointed out to her about the loops, this is what Jesse does with the consciousness stuff. Because when you become conscious, you start talking in those patterns. You start talking in those loops, and it's when you start to become aware, you're becoming aware of the thoughts. All you're doing is pointing her back to say, hey, do you realize what you're doing? Like, that's consciousness. You know, being present in all the passion, all the emotion stuff is just living in the moment and, you know, again, drinking the beers, trying to find Jesus. Like, you're not it's not gonna happen.
Man, thank you. Yeah. I mean, I gotta stick to the guns here. You know what I mean?
Right.
As much fun as we're having, and we could be yucking it up, but all thoughts are lies, and anger is evil.
1,000,000%. Absolutely. But like, I see, like, when you guys are, you know, doing your expert talks, like, yeah, you guys are having fun, just like you said. We could yuck it up. You could throw a yarn and tell some stories and do all that, but you don't get lost by that, and it doesn't define you. Like, you come back to yourself right after it.
Yeah, and speaking for myself, I'm trying. That may happen to me, but I know it's not me, and I'm trying to get away from that. And the way I'm doing that is by just paying attention, just and not tripping too when I see it. Not tripping when I see it.
Right.
And get into this like drama of like, oh, I have defects. Oh, avoid that, and you're solid. You just keep growing and learning.
Right, man. So that the perfect example was like I had issues with my dad for many years, and that there's, you know, the whole everything with Bond. It's like I got a crazy good relationship with my dad right now, but I'm not getting things from him. I'm not using him as an identity, but I just appreciate him for who he is. And, you know, it's actually just like a real, in my opinion, like it's a real relationship. Like that's how it should be. But the thought of, I remember it's like when Jesse would say, and I said this in church once, like you have to, you know, like how do you return to the Father, and how do you have a relationship with the Dad if you still have anger, blah, 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 all these other things. And I realized that even the thought of you have to have a relationship with your Father in order that to say that means you're a Christian, that's darkness anyway.
Yeah.
You know, you're putting that out there and then just letting go of that. I'm like, yeah, so what? If it happens, it happens. Like the fear of letting go that I may never have a relationship with him was what was holding me back.
Ooh.
And I just had to let it go.
Man, that's interesting that you say that. Just in context with some of the calls I had today, I think some people, yeah, it's like the idea of like saying bye to a person. I guess a lot of people think, oh, or like you said, like letting go of someone. It's like, oh, but I can't let go. That would mean I hate them, but that's not
Right.
entirely true. That's in fact the opposite.
Right.
It's in fact the opposite.
Exactly. And that's like we've talked once before about the whole like narcissism thing is what I think putting the evil into a box nowadays, like I see it as clear as day, it's stupid. And this is somebody like I actually used to be a healthcare professional, and so that I used to diagnose and do a lot of this stuff, so I see how retarded it is. And that's actually one of the reasons why I walked away from the industry to begin with. But when you try to like say you got to avoid narcissists, you know, oh, this is how you deal with a psychopath. No, when you're strong enough, you could be in the presence of these people being afflicted by these spirits, and it doesn't affect you because you know it's not them and it's something else, and you're strong enough to just let it pass, you know?
I understand what you're saying, man. Yeah, it's like you reach a certain level of like awareness that you see it coming. It can't affect you, and the thought of something like that ever affecting you or affecting others, it's like you have no choice but to yell out into the wilderness, like, no, that's not happening to you.
Right, but with certain people, you can't even plant the seed with them because they're just not ready to even accept it. And so you just, you know, accept them for who they are and you walk away.
Big time.
But there shouldn't be a fear of if I don't do this or I don't do that, like I may never have this relationship I've been craving. And so, you know, my final point really is I keep hearing this term connection and connectedness being thrown around. And Grace mentioned it before about like wanting to, you know, use sex as a means to connect and grow, you know, kind of paraphrasing what you're saying. But people, they do long to connect to people. And Christmas time is a perfect example. So at the fellowship this week, you know, what was brought up was you know, why do you look forward to Christmas? And people's answers were, oh, to see family, to connect, to celebrate the birth of Jesus, all this other stuff. And I started to ask everybody, I was like, so here's a question that Jesse posed that I've been thinking about lately, which is, are you trying to get something from the, you know, from the relationship, or are you trying to understand yourself through it? And most people, they're not looking to understand themselves in the situation, you know, and I think that's just, it's a lack of awareness, obviously, but you can't judge anybody for that. You know, it's just, you got to let them figure it out for themselves.
Yeah, and I don't like hanging out with people that much anyways. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we trying to get so much? Like, most people, most of the time it's all like empty niceties, you know? Not to say you can't go see your family, like, not saying that, but
right.
It's just interesting what you're saying, what we can get out of it. Most people wouldn't even consider that in terms of going to, like, for example, visiting family for Christmas. I don't know if most people would even consider, am I doing this to get something out of it myself?
Right, because they're not conscious of anything in general, really. You know, which is kind of crazy. Like, you know, you could be a living, breathing human being walking throughout life and think you're aware and think you're conscious, but you're not. But that's where it's like, I've just dipped back and I'm just living my life and not trying to really, you know, press anything onto anybody, because you can test it out of people. Like, you could see where their level is at, and if then you kind of ask them the question like, hey, do you want to overcome this, just like you were doing before? You know, you were asking the questions like, do you want to overcome this? Like, you're not forcing anything on her, you know, onto Grace in that conversation. It's, hey, like, are you aware of this? And if you are, then if they really, like, it just comes out of you anyway. You know, if somebody really
it's just like, just
wants
answer what's right in front of you. I mean, just stick to that, in my opinion.
Right.
And
I agree.
That just what's right in front of you. I think you'll notice when people are receptive, or you'll throw something out and it means nothing. You're like, okay, I'm saying nothing. Well, keep up the niceties, no biggie. You know, I think you'll see it's dynamic. Don't even sweat about that. Just, it'll come up. And if it comes up and you miss your opportunity, you were too scared, it'll come up again. But you know what I mean? At the same time, like, again, it's all in the moment type of thing. Wait for the moment. There's nothing else you need to do, in my opinion. But, you know, we kind of have a little bit of a responsibility, in my opinion, especially those of us like working on ourselves. I'm not saying this out of like a holier than thou kind of thing, like I know everything. But I mean, we've kind of discovered some things about ourselves. Let's not deny them. People are looking for the truth out here. I'm not saying go around preaching. I'm just saying we have a little bit of a responsibility and I think that'll become clear. So it's nothing to trip about or even think about now. But I'm just thinking about
Yep.
Because we kind of have a little bit of responsibility. I'm surprised sometimes blurting out to a stranger, and they're like, "What the heck? That's the truth." But again, it's not about planning. You're so right.
Right, you do see, like, 'cause there's a lot of times you walk by people like doing something, you know, evil or wrong, and you kind of have to really see the situation. Like, that's prudence. You know, like, is this really something, like I know for me, there are certain situations I won't put myself in for reasons I won't say, because I know what the repercussions would be for me in that situation versus somebody else. So kind of dancing around that, but I think you could figure it out. And so for me, it's, I gauge it in that moment, but there are times where it's just like, dude, it comes out. And I know it's not a passionate feeling. It's not an emotion. It's not a feeling. It is like with Jesus with the tables. I was talking to my friend about this before. You know, everybody wants to try and emulate Jesus flipping the tables, and it keeps that thought alive inside of you that Jesus was angry and Jesus had all these emotions. But again, if you look at those parables was Jesus acting through God's Spirit in those moments, seeing what to do. Like, that's what all these parables are. It's not, here's the instruction that every time you see evil, you need to flip a table and be angry and do it. It's no. If the moment calls for it, the moment calls for it.
Yeah, 100%, man. And I've noticed if there's ever been a moment like that for me, it's always nothing like how I thought. Nothing like how I thought. It's like I didn't even know I was saying something important or whatever that was affecting them or whatever. Like it's little side comment. I wouldn't even think it's much, like, oh, I made a joke. I'm just one example I'm thinking of is the gas station attendant at the Shell near the Bond here. And I go a lot to the Shell to grab a drink or something. And she's like, "What do you do?" And I just halfway, I forget what I said to her. I halfway mentioned something about marriage because it was like a joke I heard on the JLP show. She was like into it, and I didn't expect that. So I'm just like, "Hey, listen, check this guy out. Let me tell you something."
You got your phone out? You got YouTube?
Yeah, I'm like, "Yo, check this guy out. Let me tell you."
Yo, this guy just told me the truth. And
Yo, I was just talking to this guy. He just told me the truth. Right on, Steve.
Dude, man, I'm so thankful for your show. For what you guys do at Bond. I mean, I wish I could watch you guys all the time, but like, I get super busy. I always catch the replays. I'm very, very, very thankful for what you guys do. And I mean, there's really nothing else to say. That just thanks, because
thank you, Steve.
My life has changed. My life has changed so much. So let me get out of here.
Hope to see you again sometime. Appreciate it, sir. Take
Later,
care.
man. You too.
Dang, dude. Dang, so much love on Nick's stream today. I'm going to go diabetic, and I'm going to have to examine myself after the show and shed any passion and enthusiasm, because it's just it's all sugar and love on the Nick stream today. Hey, I don't mind. Appreciate it, y'all. Gonna have to do a little self-examination afterwards. Make sure I'm not too enthused and passionate about myself here with all this self-love in here. Jeez. But I appreciate it, y'all. You guys are making this Friday show amazing. And I think I just got the most amazing soup. Is this real? Is this really real? 𝒔𝒊𝒂𝒎 NTP? At Nick, James, Joel, Hassan, and the only Jesse wish you all Bond peaceful, holy days, peace, with the most generous super chat I've ever seen. Thank you, 𝒔𝒊𝒂𝒎. I'm gonna donate. This is amazing. This is an amazing super chat. Very generous. I feel like I should go to Bond, the boys here, or something here. You let me know what you wanted to do with that, but I honestly feel like it should go to everybody. Merry Christmas, 𝒔𝒊𝒂𝒎. Thank you so much. Very generous. I'm thankful, man. Thank you. It's amazing. DJ 2020, what's up, y'all? I see you over there on Rumble. I need you guys to just kick back and relax just a moment here. Your anchor baby pilot here has got to take a little... Got to go to the bathroom here. Got to take a little breaky poo. Kick back and relax, because we've already started our descent here into Seattle. Should be a nice landing, folks. Kick back and relax, okay? You're flying extreme. Little West Montgomery for Christmas. This is who I was thinking of when I was talking with Renee. I was trying to remember the name of West Montgomery. That's who I was trying to remember. I was trying to remember 4 on 6 by West. Is it 4 on 6? Yeah, 4 on 6, West Montgomery. There's some hyperness for you. Ty Rizzle. Thank you, sir. First class is yours. You know it. All yours. Sit in your first class seat now. And thank you for your generous super chat. Appreciate that. Sent a GIF. You sent me a GIF? How you send a GIF? Via super chat? Where'd you send it? Sexual appetite's going up. Hey, I cancel those words in the name of baby Jesus. Folks, we're like pretty close. We're pretty close. We're doing our we should be doing our we should be getting down to like 4,000. I should check the charts. I should really check the charts what altitude we're supposed to be at, but we're going to freestyle it, okay? We're going to freestyle it. Air traffic controls, they can freak out. I don't care. It's Christmas.
Call from.
I got a caller on the air. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Mario Baldo.
What's up, Mari?
California.
How you been?
Hola, Nick. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien. And yourself?
I'm alright.
Right on, Mari. Merry Christmas. How are you and everything?
I am fine.
Nice.
I called to wish you Feliz Navidad y Año Nuevo.
Big time to you and yours.
You as well.
Thank you, Mario.
I was about to call James earlier, but I got busy.
It's okay.
But from all of us to all you guys, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Big one. Back at you, Marty. Appreciate it. I'm sure Hake is hearing it too. She says Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, James.
Yeah. A little louder for him.
Merry Christmas, James.
Do you hear him yelling back? Thank you, Marty.
You guys have a good night. I wish you well.
Right on. Take care.
All right.
Moving the wheels. Yeah, folks, I'll take calls as we descend here, but I'm focused on the descent here because we got to land it. We got to land with instruments here. Lots of clouds, as you can see. We're landing with instruments, so you can call in the last few minutes of the show here, but kick back and relax, folks, because we're going to land this thing.
Call.
Hey, caller, you're on the air. Where are you calling from?
This is Frederick from LA. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Frederick. How you doing, sir? Nice.
How y'all doing?
Man, no complaints here. About to land this thing.
That's what's up.
Let's go. What are you up to this?
Your last show into the new year?
Can you say again?
Is this your last show into the new year?
Pretty much. Let me think. Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Y'all off next week? Okay,
yep,
okay.
Pretty much. That's how it's gonna go down.
Definitely. That's what's up. That's what's up. I definitely enjoyed y'all. Last year, my first time at church was the first Sunday of the year of 2023.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was when I came to church the first day of the last year. So I've been rolling with y'all hard a whole year. I've been calling a little longer than that, but I actually came to church the first Sunday of last year. Jesse said, "We ain't going for this mess."
I forget what you brought up, but yeah, something like that at church. It's like, not here, man.
All right.
We trying to overcome.
Yeah, but we doing all right. We doing all right. I ain't calling with no gripe. Just wanted to say happy New Year to y'all and Merry Christmas. And y'all keep doing what y'all doing.
Hey, right on, Frederick, man. Thank you for that. I hope to see you maybe at church sometime with a little Bambino or something. I'm wishing you well. Okay?
Yeah, definitely Sunday. Definitely Sunday.
That'd be cool to
we
see.
We ain't got too much to do. Everything's going to be closed, so I ain't got a lot of my Christmas shopping out the way. Got the tree up. We just relaxing now. So
nice.
We're gonna come through. We're gonna come through Sunday, definitely.
It would be a pleasure, Frederick.
Yep. All right. I ain't want too much else.
No problem, Frederick. Well, I hope to hear from you again.
Yep. All right,
Merry
take it easy, Nick.
Hey,
Have a good one. Merry Christmas.
Thank you,
Yep.
sir. Beautiful. Kick back, relax. Oh, calls. Hey, I'll take calls. We still got to do our finals.
Thomas.
Our final moves here. We still got a little bit of time. I got Thomas, I believe. Where are you calling from? Oh, wait. Repeat yourself.
Hey, this is Thomas from Michigan. How are you?
Thomas, Michigan. Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling my show. All is well.
Hey, man. Merry Christmas. I know I had to call you. I love the show. Yep. I just wanted to say I love the show. I love you guys on. Gonna be happier to watch your stream.
Thank you so much, Thomas. Right on, man. Thanks for showing love to the stream. Gonna keep it up.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And I do want to make a quick comment on Steve's truck about being present and being conscious.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think
ahead.
that was an amazing call, really. At first, the first thought that came to my mind is they are the same, but all thoughts are alike. And so I kind of give it a second thought, and it appears to me that they are actually not different. They are actually quite different, because you can be present and not be conscious. You can be like bring that present. At the same time, you can be wandering around like in your imagination, but you can be conscious of your imagination. You can see that you're daydreaming, or you can see that you're not present at all. So they are actually different in my thoughts.
Interesting, man. I'm glad that it helped you out in some way. Yeah, I was using those words the same. I kind of see them as the same word, but I see how you guys are using that word, and in that context, it makes sense.
Oh yeah, I know this sounds cliche, but I could not be happier to be awake. Really, to be conscious and to be present. I cannot imagine going back to being in the darkness. So I'm facing new challenges every day, and that's normal, but I am not moved by it at all. And I couldn't be happier to know that the future, or at least to know that my heart is in the right direction.
Very nice, Thomas. Thank you for that. Yeah. Well, that's amazing, man. I've described this before like a safety net. I've described this before. It feels like, and feelings are strange, whatever, but I'm not saying I've discovered everything, but I don't know, ever since like forgiving and kind of paying attention, as I could trip out about this or whatever, but there's like a baseline I can't go past. I can't fall past this certain, I can't go lower than this level. That I don't know how to describe it. It feels like there's a safety net. I just can't go any lower.
Yep, it's like
if I guess don't forget that my experience in my mind is not real.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're living in a cage your whole life, and you're fed. You're given a place to stay. You're given water. You're given food, but you're not given freedom. And that's like living in darkness. But when you're given freedom, at the same time, you know that God is taking care of you. I could not describe a better way to live life.
That's amazing, Thomas. Right on, man. Like if I was Jesse, I'd say stick with it, stick with it, stick with it. We gotta make that into a shirt, man, because it's a good point.
Yep. Amen. Love the show. Keep doing what you're doing. And is this the last show before next year?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, man. Merry Christmas to you and yours.
No, thank you, Thomas, and see you in the new year. Big time.
All right. Take care.
Call me again. Thank you, sir. All this sugar, all this love. I'm going to get a toothache. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Mari Ubaldo with the super chat. Doubling up her Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's wishes. Thank you so much, Mari. Much appreciated. Nick, I sent you another super boy. Oh, Lord. Let me see. Sorry, Lord Bibby. Lord Bibby says, Nick getting extra brownies tonight. Let's go. Maybe. I don't know. We're going to dinner and someone may have made brownies. I don't know. Fudge, flour, eggs, sugar, and nothing else. That's pretty much how you make a brownie, right? Right on, Lord Bibby 42. Thank you for your super chat, sir. Extra brownies. What's tarmac made out of? That's a good question. I think the one we're landing at is asphalt. I think tarmac might be a material. Tarmac is short for tarmacadam, which refers to the road surfacing material made from a mix of aggregate materials such as sand and crushed rock, which is bound together with tar. Well, there you go. Tarmac. It's its own material, different from asphalt. Asphalt? Asphalt. Asphalt. I think it's asphalt. Tarmacadam is a road surfacing material. Well, there you go. What's the friction coefficient of tarmacadam? Do we have the stats? What's the friction coefficient between rubber and tarmac? Wait, what are wheels made out of? Aircraft wheel materials are made out of high-grade aluminum and magnesium alloys. But what about the tire? Plain tire. Steel, rubber, and fabric. Well, there you go. Little material science there for you. Baby, it's cold outside. West Montgomery, Jimmy Smith. Some say this is like junkie music. Maybe not this specifically. Maybe Miles Davis. Maybe that kind of stuff. But this is Christmas. It's not junkie music. This is blackified. This is blackified, Jewified Christmas. Christian music. Right? Sunday is Crazy Mother Dance's birthday. Right on, Madi Ubaldo and Crazy Mother Dance. Happy birthday to Crazy Mother Dance. Big time. Give me the carol. What's the like? Give me the carol that sounds like. What's that carol? It's all like. It's so it sounds so how's it go? It sounds so religious almost. It's like oh, tidings and joy. Yeah, I got you. I got you on the carols. Oh, I got you on the carols. I really like this one. Ooh. Thank you, Just a Regular Guy with the super chat says, great call with you, Nick. Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you so much.
Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. In Bethlehem in Jewry, this blessed babe was born, and laid within a manger upon this blessed morn, the which his mother Mary did nothing take in scorn. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort And unto certain shepherds brought tidings of the same, how that in Bethlehem was born the Son of God by name. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Now let's go black with it. Nat King Cole.
Nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power.
Is that fair? No, let's go American with it.
Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy.
This is an American.
Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. From God our Heavenly Father, a blessed angel came, and unto certain shepherds brought tidings of the same, how that in Bethlehem was born the Son of God by name. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Now to the Lord sing praises, all you within this place, and with true love and brotherhood each other now embrace.
This holy tide of Christmas all others doth deface. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Oh, this one's for New Year's? Oh, Lord, I'm an anchor, baby. This is the New Year's song? What the heck? American anchor, baby.
I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree won't be the same, dear, if you're not here with me. And when
We almost hit this mountain. Just so you know, we almost hit this mountain. I just did a little maneuver.
That's when those blue memories start calling. You'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white, but I have a blue
outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Man, it doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought me some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. And the fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow and snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really grab me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. Oh, the fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Also, Emperor of Cats, don't pay any attention to our speed either. In fact, Emperor of Cats, don't pay any attention to our speed. In fact, you know what? Don't pay too much attention to any of these instruments here, Emperor of Cats. All right, folks, thank you for the patience. We'll be going into our final turn here. So, flight attendants, if you could please come down the cabin, make sure you get the cabin ready for landing. If you could please put up all your trays in their upright position. Make sure you have your seatbelt on. The seatbelt sign is going on right now, so if you could please get to your seats, have your seatbelts on, just relax a little bit here. Appreciate the patience. 2 final turns here. There should be quick ones, and then we're down at Seattle. So if you could just buckle up, put your trays in the upright position, make sure all your items, all your electronics are on airplane mode. They should already be on airplane mode. You can use your phone, but you got to put away your laptops, okay? Put away your laptops, iPads, big electronics got to go away. In the bags, in your carry-ons, right away. Thank you. Appreciate it. The flight attendants, please get the cabin ready for landing.
Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling.
See ya, Santino. Merry Christmas. Take care, man. See ya on church.
With boughs of holly rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear.
Folks, something's wrong. Is this just me, or are we not moving? Look. What's going on here? What the heck is going on? We're not moving. We're literally in midair, just not moving. What the heck is going on? Wait 1 second. All right, folks. I think I fixed it. We are real close. I can't see a thing. This is not good. We're going to use instruments to land. I did some magic, okay? I did a little magic and we're close now, okay? We're going to land. ILS landing. We're putting all our trust in the system, in the machine. I can't see a thing. We're putting our trust in Jesus and Santa. Wait, not yet, not yet, not yet. More song. Almost there, folks. Getting pretty close to the ground. Where's this runway? There it is! The lights are bringing us in. It's a Christmas miracle. We made our way through the snow. All right, folks. Here it is. All right, folks, we've landed. We are here. We have landed in Seattle. The local time is 6:28 p.m. Folks, we landed beautifully. It's a Christmas miracle through the snow. Somehow we made it. We did it. Smooth landing on the North Pole Airlines, Anchor Baby Airlines subsidiary, just for this Christmas season. Absolutely beautiful. Folks, before you get off here, make sure you wish your flight attendants a very Merry Christmas. You grab your stuff in a nice way. Don't go opening up those compartments all willy-nilly. Have some patience. Don't get too passionate or overexcited. Slow down. Open up the overhead compartments. Walk out. Say Merry Christmas. And be on your merry way. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your Christmas break. And I will see you at church Sunday in the chat and elsewhere. And I will see y'all in the new year as well. Thank you so much for all of you who've been flying with me this year. It's been amazing. What can I say? Thank you so much. We'll be back for more Anchor Baby Airlines. And as always, we do appreciate your continued patronage here, flying with us next stream. All right, y'all. Merry Christmas. That's it from me. I got to rock and roll. I got to go. I got some things to do. I got some Christmas dinner or Christmas dins with some friends and stuff to get her done. That's it from me, y'all. Again, thank you so much for this amazing year. I will see y'all in the new year, church and all things. I love y'all. Bye.